How y'all doing this evening? This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, for some grown folk talk on a Friday. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just kind of getting myself settled a little bit, but I couldn't let this day go by without hollering at you guys and reaching out and touching and making sure that I just lost my lighting, so let me get it back, you guys. Uh-oh. Let me get my light back. Let me get my light back. There we go. You know what? Every time I turn around, good evening, Ticket Black. How are you? Um, man, I'm all over the place. Today's been a long day. It's the weekend finally, and it's a little cooler. It's a little cooler this evening than it has been, although it's still kind of warm. But I just wanted to stop on by. I was thinking about something in regards to um, desperation. Are we acting out of desperation? And that's men and women. But more so, okay, let's start off by talking about women. Women who are um, making the outward approach to men in a forceful way, chasing them, per se, as some will call it. Being too persistent, being too direct. Are we acting out of desperation by doing that? Or is it an open an open type of approach that men really seem to appreciate nowadays? Because it kind of, you know, it cuts down the chase of him having to put in all the effort and do all the work. Hmm. But on the other side of that coin, men are chasers, they're hunters. They want to be able to pursue, they want to be able to go after their prey and capture them, you know. And when a woman is appearing to be too, um, I don't know the words to use for it nowadays, but I've witnessed it and I've been told by some where they're like in awe. She said, "What?" I mean, will come straight out and ask you to do whatever. I want to you. I want to you, and I want you now. Where we going? You know what I'm saying? It's a straight up outwardly approach. And then you have some men who are on the chase, on the hunt, on the prowl for looking for companionship and, wanting to get with a woman in a way of getting to know her. Now, they say, you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but they say most men, I'm not going to say all men. Look at me, I'm just sweating. They say that some men are on the prowl and the chase to get as much of that clap physical connection that they can from a woman, and that's just what they do. That's what they want, that's what they do. And a lot of times they do that and they're not even interested in wanting to pursue anything else. They're not looking for a relationship. They're not looking for a connection like that. They're just looking for clap. Shame on them, because you guys know what? It's a lot of stuff out there. It's a lot of stuff out there, and you're gonna mess around and get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Get carry some baggage you can't get rid of. Let me drink on this for a minute. Sorry, but what you got to do is stay hydrated. But are we acting in desperation when we are too forward and approach someone in such a strong, sometimes disrespectful way? Say, for instance, I had someone just come straight out and ask, I think it was a DM. It was just, hi, how you doing? And, and say hello very often and stuff like that, and thought they were just a very sweet, kind, approachable person. They also, let me know they like my poetry and music, and they had been listening to some of it and really, you know, really was into it. And next thing I know, out of nowhere, maybe three DMs later, they was commenting on a particular track, and then they just came out and asked me, "Do you like porn?" Out of the blue, "Do you like porn?" And I had to set them straight. Now, this particular person apparently had some interest. It seemed on wanting to get to know and was very complimentary and came off in a way. But out of the blue, just came and said, "Do you like porn?" Um, uh, and so, hey, Roland, we're talking about, are we acting out of desperation, men and women, when they come out too forward with their approach with someone? And I was just recapping an experience where someone came straight out and asked, "Do you like porn?" Now, I felt like that was inappropriate, especially when you're getting to know a person. You're starting off with a very respectful, conversations here and there, talking about, my brand, what I do. They watch me, they follow me. Why do you just come out and ask somebody, do they like porn? I mean, I would expect that type of question to come out later on, later. Maybe when you get to a certain level with one another, you just all of a sudden you start, you may be having not when you're trying to forwardly get to know a person. So there's some that I think, and then they did apologize after I said what I said and made it clear that that was not the thing to say and come straight out and ask a lady. And when I had my choice of how I approached that, they were very apologetic. And I must say, I haven't had that issue anymore. But I'm just saying, what mindset are people on when they go there? Now, they might have felt that that was okay approach. Maybe they was trying to see if I had that in me, like some of these women are really forward. um, I didn't mean to hurt their feelings, Roland. I just let them know that, man, you're just trying to get to know me, and hey, what's up? And you just come out and ask me, do I like porn? I mean, uh, what does that have to do with anything right now? So, but anyway, but are we too forward? I've been told a few times that, by men and women, that the approach of some, and especially coming from some women towards men now, they are wide open with what they want, what they need, how they want it, how they need it. And if they feel as though a man is approachable in that way, and especially when you're throwing around the approach or talk about the clapping, um just to even talk on that level, or to let it be known that I want to you, and you guys ain't even went out and got to know each other on any other type of levels, but they letting it be known directly. It used to be a time where women would complain about a man being so forward about that, and wondering if that was all he wanted. But when you have a woman who is coming out with that towards you, I'd like to hear what you men have to say about that. How does that make you feel in the moment? And no one's gonna judge you. It's not a judgmental topic. It's just a wide open grown folk discussion. And is it a turn on? Is it a turn on for a woman to be, straightforward and aggressive like that. I mean, at the end of the day, we really should be very, um, I would say our approach should be on a more of a level of trying to find something with, you know, quality, instead of just something that you can slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, and that's it. Once you get to a mature stage in your life, I've also had conversation with those who are at a mature stage in their life, and they've come out of things that didn't quite work out, and it put them in a way of not wanting to emotionally attach themselves to anyone. And so, in order to keep that in the forefront and to stay in control of that, what they would do is just do things to not allow them to get emotionally attached. And that would be to have a few women, or to have a few men, and just kind of jiggle them around to your liking and keep yourself out of a committed type of thing. But, you know, you have those who become highly interested and they want you. They want all of you in every kind of way. And they are just so strongly forward with it, and sometimes lose tact, especially when coming from let's talk in the perspective of coming from a woman. Because men, yes, they're hunters, they're chasers, and but they're also opportunists to some extent. If someone is waving that filet mignon and they're attracted to that person, and that's something that they're weak in the flesh about and they're struggling with, it's hard for them to not want to take a piece of that filet mignon, right? And so, um therefore, you do have those women who do wave that filet mignon, and they do come out in a way because they know what men like, what men want. And if a man presents himself in a way that he is wide open, I mean, I have had conversations where, men have told me that they are in relationships, or one was even married and wanted to have two or three different women in the bedroom with them at the same time, and that their mate was okay with that. I mean, people are just wide open with doing what they want to do nowadays. But, you know, how do it make men feel who are out here single, and perhaps looking for a life mate, someone of quality, someone of standards, someone that I'm trying to keep up with you, Roland. I'm trying to keep up with you. You see, yeah, more and more females are. I mean, it's increasing with how open and forward that these women are, and for some reason, the thought, I believe, I perceive, is that you know this will move that man. This will captivate that man. If I come at that man in a way that I am chasing him, and this is what I want, and he can have it because this is what I'm going to give you, the whole alamo, alamo. I mean, will that man appreciate her in any strong, um, fashion that is going to be cohesively going into a direction of longevity, perhaps making her his wife, perhaps even being in a relationship with her? Because one of the things he'll probably start to ponder on is, is she like this with all the dudes? You know, what makes me so special? I know I ain't the first one. She didn't came at like this. I don't know what's going on with her. And he gonna try, and he may go head on and hit it, but at the same time, he's gonna question, the character of that woman, and most times not make her his number one, or his one that he wants to bring home to mama, or the one that he wants to one day marry, or let alone be in a relationship with, right? Right? So, do men appreciate when a woman is just so strongly forward like that nowadays? I have had some say that they find it sexy if a woman is on fire for them and chasing them and want to get with them with the clap, and she is out forward with it, and they find that sexy. But do they really find her or put her in the category as being a keeper? So, see, there's the keeper and there's the sleeper, right? So, do we look upon one another, and men in this instance, do they look at women as being desperate when they put themselves out? I like that. Women, do you look at men being desperate? Because, men should be the hunters. They should be the approachers. They should be the ones calling you more than probably you're calling them. They should be, without a shadow of a doubt, letting you know in the beginning of the hunt and chase that they are seriously into you. And you would know it without a shadow of a doubt. Um, and I don't think that women would look at, I can't speak for all women, I'm speaking in my vision and hindsight. I wouldn't see that as a man being desperate. I would see that as a man being highly interested and knows how to go after what he wants, you know. And I'm not speaking in terms of being a stalker, or, climbing on your roof and, hiding in your bushes and doing all that, dysfunctional stuff. I'm talking about a man that's truly into pursuing you, wanting to get to know the lady that you are, wanting to get to know not only your outer adornments, that we definitely want to have physical attraction for one another, but there's so many other things that's attractive about a man and a woman, that goes internally, that spiritual connection, that heart, you know, um, that heart, that good mind, that good soul. You want to get into the depths of that. And a lot of times when the outer adornment is just okay, and all that other stuff has all these heavyweights, shoot, they become beautiful all the way through. That person that was all right becomes the most beautiful thing on the planet when everything else is meshing, right? Meshing. I meant to say meshing. Um, so I can't really say that I would say, as far as a man is concerned, that I would look upon it as being desperation with him coming at a woman in that way. Now, if a man is approaching a woman in a way that, once he's like, I just made the scenario about asking me, do I watch porn? You don't know me like that to ask me if I watch porn. If I did watch porn, that's not a conversation you and I are going to have right now at the beginning of getting to know one another. Period. Period. So, I'm just pouring a little something, y'all. So, therefore, you know, I think that both men and women should be very, very respectful in their approach. So if a woman is coming out and she's letting a man know, I just want to sop you up like a biscuit, and he's like, okay, when we gonna start sopping? I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, if she's coming out like that, I don't know. will you stop and then think about it later and say, oh, wow, yeah, she did that a little too quick. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, now if a man comes to a woman and the first thing he gets to talking about is sopping her up and wanting to do XYZ, and girl, I want to sop you up like a biscuit with your little old cute little old thickalicious self. I just want to do you, woo, woo, woo. And this is the type of conversation he gives her all the time. A woman, usually a woman that wants more and that wants to be looked upon as more than just a piece of uh, pepper jack bacon or whatever you call it, she's going to be somewhat offended. She's going to question, I don't care how sexy and how hot she's seeing him on the physical, she's going to be like, why are you always talking about what you want to do with me in the bedroom? Let's get to know each other, outside of that first or whatever. Usually a woman that really is on that plane and page of wanting some quality is going to think that and then sooner or later verbalize that. Um, it's sexy to feel, I don't want to say sexy, but it's nice in every regard from a man and a woman to feel good that someone desires you in a way that they're turned on by you. But getting to know someone with hopes of it going to another level, whatever, the conversation shouldn't be about the clap all the time. um, it should be about more interesting things, more likes and dislikes. What do you like to do? What do you like to do? Name some of the places you've been. Where do you like to go? Do you like to travel? Have you read any good books lately? I mean, the conversation should be on other zones and levels. And by no means should you just come straight out and tell somebody, I want to, mm-mm, you. You know what I'm saying? Not, not, not at first. No, 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 no. So, is that a desperate move? Why do you think some go there and do that? Is it because they have this need and desire to um, want to be close and loved, or they feel as though, because some feel as though the clap is what solidifies everything. This is the main ingredient in capturing and holding on to a person. Now, I'm not going to say that, folks don't want something that they're compatible with, and that's great, but that's not the main a la mode. But some will think that if I have the good and give them the good on a regular, but everything else is empty, oh, that's gonna be enough. Cause a woman speaking, that's gonna be enough because that's all he wants anyway. Is the good. So he good. We don't have to talk that much. I don't have to cook nothing if I don't want to. He don't have to cook nothing. We don't have to go nowhere. He can just come over and we can just clap all night long. And I got him. That's how some think. And at the end of the day, I'm not a man. I can't speak for a man, but I'm just wisdomly speaking. Anyone that wants anything of substance and quality is not going to want to just base everything on this. Okay? So throwing that out there and that's all you're throwing could cause you to lose out on something that could have been one of the best things you've ever had. I'm not saying, now, I mean, y'all shouldn't be out there just clapping like that anyway. You really should just be getting married and doing, I mean, just For real, you do it the right way. But the flesh is weak, and some get out there and they want to do what they do. But even if you do go there, okay, you should be walking in the direction of something solid and concrete with that person. You should be knowing and feeling as though I want this to be my wife. I want this to be my husband, and start planting seeds to build it and make it go there. Not just coming out asking somebody you got a physical attraction for, uh, not asking, but telling them, I want to, you. Where we going? We going to this little hotel over there, or we're going to your house, we're going to my house? What we going to do? Oh, you got somebody at home? Oh, okay. Well, we probably gonna have to work it out. But I got somebody at home too. But maybe we could try to get this room over here. You get your story straight, I get my story straight, and we gonna go roll like this. Cause I wanna a you. That's how they spitting it. And is it looked upon as being desperate? Is that a desperate move? And then you gonna have the nerve to sit up and say you got somebody at home. And you got somebody at home too. Both of y'all doing a desperate move. For real though. Because you should be trying to plant some seeds at home, maybe going home doing something kind of sexy, maybe a sexy dance or a sexy touch or a sexy something with who you got at home. Right? So some will look upon it as being thirsty and desperate to pursue. And what about those who, you know, they exchange numbers, and then you got that one that just call. The man calls here and there, but the woman is calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling, just blowing him up to the point where he just look at the phone and say, "Hmm, I'll hit her back. She gonna call back anyway, so maybe I don't even have to hit her back, 'cause she probably gonna call back in about an hour." And then about an hour, he with his partner. They may be at the barber shop, or they may be somewhere, and the phone ring. He looks at it, and what I tell you, man? What I tell you, dog? That's that's her. Man, let me go on outside for a minute and talk to her, man, because she gonna keep calling. We have got to stop appearing to be so desperate and thirsty. Everybody wants and needs that we were put here to be helpmates, male, female, to create, to have someone in your life that means something to you, that loves, cherishes, respects, and that you are connected to. You have a connection with. You can build upon with. Not just somebody you just out there clapping with just because it's recreation. Just because you're trying to do some recreational stuff. Or pass the time by because you're bored. It's Friday night. Ain't doing nothing. Y'all remember back in the day? I don't know, now I'm saying back in the day. I'm sounding like my old relative or something like that. Back in the day, you remember back in the day when we used to have that little black book? Remember the black book? Anyway, y'all remember the little black book, and then and you be sitting up there on a Friday night just chilling, and it's like, man, let me go through this. Let me go through this right quick and see what I can do. No, not her. No, she got on my nerves last time. Not her. She talked too much. Yeah, no, that one. She once we get together, I ain't gonna be able to get rid of her for about 3 months. Um, maybe this one. Yeah, we used to, man, woo, making me my curl thinking about it. I don't know why I ain't called her in a minute. Let me remember that. Remember the black book. Okay. So we have got to, I'm not saying now when you single and when you out here, you single ready to mingle, and you want to meet somebody of quality, of some kind of substance, and you put yourself out in certain social arenas and spaces to do that, that's cool. That's cool. Keep it respectful and keep it consistent. One of the things that I'm really big on, you guys may kind of know that about me, those who have followed me for a while, is consistency. That's what you will get from me, and that's what I live by. Um, if it's something that I'm driven to do, if it's something that I want, that I need, I'm going to be consistent about it. At the same time, I'm very much a lady, so I try to encircle myself around like kind, and I'm not going to just chase a person's britches off because I'm interested in you, but you're not showing me you're interested in me. Okay, I'm old school, lightweight, and I do believe in the pursuit that the man should pursue the woman, and then the woman should also let it be known that she has her interest, but the man should be the one pursuing the woman, if at all interested in her. So to go up to a man and just, oh man, I want to sop you up, and I don't care how many poems I write, how many songs I recite, how I do it. I have a very creative mind. Yes, I do. I'm an artist, and I write, and I give you stuff to entertain you, to entice, and to excite. Doesn't mean that what I'm writing about is stuff that I do, that stuff that I've done. Doesn't mean that. I just have a very vivid, creative imagination. If you've read my book, Seduction of the Hidden Diva, you will see those short stories, those characters, how I bring them to life, and how I create stories. When I do my poetry and music, you'll also hear how I tell my story with my words and my music and my flows and my whole different chemistry changes with each vibe. That's what I do. But it has nothing to do with the character of the person that I am. It's just art. It's music. It's entertainment. That's what it is. So, you know, when these women and men come at one another in such a full force way, you know, there's some men that will they'll start questioning a woman, and shoot, they haven't even went out on a date, they haven't even went beyond, hey, I like you, you like me, and they question, who's that you was talking to? I tried to call you, who was that? Oh, where you been? Oh, okay. So who's that you went with? Where y'all go? I mean, they get to asking stuff that they really, they overstepping boundaries, and they push, push, push. And usually people are showing you who they are early on, so pay attention. Pay attention to the red flags. They don't get better, they get worse. As soon as you get some emotional connection and some time spent and all that, it's that, ooh, boy, bye. It's gonna be something else. But don't get that mixed up with the fact that one needs to know and feel that they are being pursued and that there is interest in them. That's okay. But we're talking about those who go over and beyond and are so forward and bold with their approach. And that's men and women, because nowadays people are just coming out and saying things that could be totally disrespectful, and they don't even know you like that, and they disrespecting the character of the man or the woman that you are. And sometimes you have to set them straight. They may get upset about it, or they may totally respect it, but people will try and test you. They will try and test you, push your buttons, and see how far they can go, right? One more gig. I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta stay hydrated. Off track a little bit, but I had went through this period of time a couple of years ago when I had surgery, and I got really, really dehydrated to the fact that I had to get IV treatments for fluids because I just couldn't hold down water and stuff like that. And it made me really understand how important drinking fluids was because I had all kinds of problems that was occurring. Stomach ache, bowels, everything was happening because I was lacking the fluids that I needed. I was weak. I was, a little dizzy, lethargic. I mean, I was feeling off course, all because I couldn't get my water in. And once I started getting the fluids, I think 3 days a week for about 4 weeks, I had to do this. And I just felt like a spring when I got through getting it. I said, boing, everything was back right. But then again, I needed it again. So it's important, and I make sure, as a rule of thumb, that I keep my liquids in me throughout the day. But yeah, that's what I was moved to talk about today. I wanted to get into the, really just really deep in the curiosity of, is it really desperation, or is this just changed times that are, you know, has the times changed that much where people are real forward, um, especially women, and it's accepted. Men are okay with it. They're okay with a woman saying what she wants to do with him and sop him up like a biscuit, and she don't really know him that well. They're okay with a woman asking them out on dates first, instead of him being the one to take her out a few times. Um, they're okay with her, questioning his every move, and, being a bugaboo and texting him 100 times a day and stuff like that, and calling. I mean, does that make him feel like he's the man? Or is she really getting on his nerves and appearing to be desperate? And then, a lot of times when a person, depending on the mindset of the man or the woman, what type of level and headspace they're in, they take it as an opportunity for them to get what they can and do what they can with you because they got you like that. They got you hooked. You know what I'm saying? Um, oh, Roland, you say men are becoming soft? Wow, I saw that part. The other part faded off the screen, but um so men are becoming soft. So you mean that they're becoming soft with um allowing women to approach them in that way, and they're not really, you know shying away from it, or they're being soft with how they approach the women? I want you to clear that up for me. But yeah, it's a thing, and like I said, it's not just about the women. Now I think that is looked upon a lot differently when women come out in a very seemingly desperate or thirsty way than with men. I don't really understand why, other than, I guess, men, we're used to men being, some men, not all men, we're used to some men being so forward, and, their approach and how they deal with, hooking a woman and being straight up about what they want and what they need. We're so used to that, that it's more accepted, I'm thinking. Then when now the tables have turned, the women are becoming the approachers. And a lot of times I think that it puts a man in a very uncomfortable situation because he's trying to figure out how to handle this. Um, they're soft on how they correct. They about how they, oh man, it got off the screen too fast. Anyway, oh, they're soft in how they correct. Okay, I got that part. So the way that they try to correct a woman with her approach, they're soft with it. You meaning that they go along with it and just deal with it instead of saying, "Hey, girl, you doing too much." I mean, Like I made the statement, the filet mignon. Most love filet mignon, right? So if it's being waved in his face and he hungry and it's
Mhm.
being waved and tainted all up, he's gonna want to take a bite. But is he being soft by doing that? Hmm. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. How they should be approached. Okay. So they're being soft with how they should be approached. So yeah. So he has to be a lot more firmer in coming at her when she comes in a way that's too forward, too forceful. Um, he has to come at her in a way to let her know, girl, bye. You doing too much. Yeah, I'm liking all that. Yeah, you looking thicker than a snicker, and I wanna. But no, no, we're not gonna do it like this. But, Roland, I get you. I get you. But would you say the average man, I don't want to say average man, would you say some men would find it difficult to say no when the filet mignon is so easily being waved in their face, especially a single man? Or especially a man that's out, say he's just an opportunist and he's just looking for an opportunity to get with it, but he really don't want no attachments. He don't want no attachments, but he want a little physical. I mean, that's real dangerous and risque. Brother, I pray for you if you on that wavelength, because you can get yourself caught up with some stuff you can't get rid of. For real. It ain't worth it. Because you know what, at the end of the day, once you both is woosah, woosah, and the moment is over, right? And then you just may be carrying around a lifetime worth of baggage that you cannot get rid of. So you better be easy. But I get what you're saying. The men, some men, are being soft with their approach when these strong women are coming at them in a way that is very alluring and trying to get at them in a way that is seductively seducing them in such a hot, sizzling way, right? He supposed to say no. I think he's supposed to say no. I mean, I think he's supposed to definitely say no if he's in something, if he's involved in somebody, with somebody, if he's married, whatever. He should definitely say no. Um, if he's in a relationship and have a significant other that he's just really like this, he should say no. Um, and I just think when something is being waved and thrown at you like that easy, you should just probably say no anyway. You really should, because it could be some motives behind that. I mean, they could just be found out. I mean, I don't know. I hate to say this, but no offense to anybody, but they can be then found out they got something they can't get rid of. So now they want to share the love, or they could be then just went through a big old situation with whoever they with, mad at them, pissed off, drinking out there with the girls, whatever dudes, and they want to give it to whoever they can first, and then they got to go back home to Billy Bob, but then Billy Bob then gave them something, and now they didn't gave you something, or they didn't got pregnant on that night. Y'all did all that, and they don't even know if the baby yours or the baby he is Billy Bob's. Hmm. Yeah, right. Sometimes that filet mignon is not what's up. Whether they waving it at you, around you, over there in the corner at you, whatever. It ain't worth it. Sometimes it's just better to go cool yourself off. Go get some air, fan it, get you a little something. Shoot. Sorry, I got one of my CDs. I can't help it. but get you a little something and just fan it. Just just put some air on there, fan it down a little bit. That's all. Just fan it, okay? Because it's not worth it, y'all, grown folks, to be out there doing all that. And I do look at it, me, I don't know, I like to know, Roland, thank you for your feedback. Man, real talk. But I would like to know from some of you that are is viewing the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you'll be notified when I do these wonderful talk videos. Um, I'd like to know, do you guys look at it as desperation or thirsty when women are forward like this, like they are nowadays? And women, are you offended when a man just openly, right off the gate, start coming at you about wanting to clap? Girl, you just, man, I just want to sop you up. Sometimes they be, and I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to say everybody in the bars is bad, because some people go in the bars just to, after work, have a drink or a little social thing, and they go home and they ain't trying to do nothing else. For real. I used to go to bars sometime here and there, and that's all I did. And I went home. It was nothing else. But it's just nice sometimes just to mix and mingle and converse and you know um, do that kind of thing. But some are in the bars, at the bar, buying drinks, and they are trying to whisper in the ears of these women about what they want to do with them and try to get you to go to the car with them, try to get you to go outside with them so they can throw you in the car probably. uh, I see women sometime leaving they drink at the bar, going to the bathroom. Girl, you better stop doing that. They got that, what you call that, fentanyl, all this. They got stuff they can just pop in some. Somebody was telling me the other day that somebody had offered them a bottle of water, and the water did not appear to have been open or anything. They was just out at some event, and they was offering some people water. So they offered this person a bottle of water. And after they drank the water, about 5 minutes later, they started feeling very, very sick, very lightheaded. Stomach was feeling funny, kind of dizzy, feeling all. I'm pretty sure something was put in that water. So you have got to be very careful about all that. But they be at the bars and they be talking about what they want to do. I want to just do this. And then you watch, the women get their little drink on, and that brings out the whole different id. And they all leaning all on the man and about to fall out. And he's kissing and hugging all on her neck. And next thing you know, they walking out the door with each other, and you may or may not see that woman again. Or she definitely going in the car to get busy, because he ain't, her being that altered, he ain't paying a lot of money for a room. If you do take her to a room, it's going to be one little local little motel right there in the hood, and he's going to just go on and do his business and probably leave her there and sneak out. Or if they in the car, he's going to put her out. For real. And that's if you don't get your life taken. And that's real talk. So you guys, look, be a lady, be classy, you know, be the prize. You don't have to put yourself out there like that. Men, you don't have to come at a woman in a way that is desperate or thirsty for wanting her body or her, clap or whatever. If you're interested, do pursue. Do let her know. Do call. Do keep in touch. Do reach out. Do nice things. Let her know that you're truly interested in her. Don't be trying to holler at her, friend. I heard something not too long ago. This lady, the guy she had been talking to for a few years, there was a couple of friends that came to her saying, "Oh, they just tried to holler at me the other day. At the such and such. Oh yeah, they tried to hit me up on Facebook. Oh yeah, they." And it's like, oh, wow, you know, people be people be having their little situations. about all that, and then they sit up, and they be in these tangled webs and these situations, and they deal with it anyway. They deal with it anyway. But you guys, you're bigger than that. You're better than that. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. Have people approach you in the right way. And this is your hostess with the mostest. I've been going almost an hour here, y'all, running my little thing the way I do. But it's been a blast. It's been a pleasure on this Friday evening. I want you guys to continue, keep those reminders, share this video, watch it again. I'm pretty sure some of the things I've said is going to hit home on you in some kind of way. Enjoy it. And once again, like I've said before, you have to love you before you can love anybody else. You guys have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.